Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid review. Barcelona 3, Real Madrid 2. First of all, I would like to apologize for this late video, this late review. Um, First of all, obviously, we've had to take a few days to sort of digest this result in. It's not a pleasant result, it's not a good result whatsoever. And this sort of poor season just goes on and on and on. Second of all, I just wanted to wait a few days to sort of see and feel what the aftermath of such a result is. And I will talk about that in this video because of what's going on with the players, with the club as a whole, Carlo Ancelotti, what's going on. I will do a separate video on that in the upcoming days, but I will talk about that later. And also, just been a little bit busy lately as well, so not been able to record. But yeah, obviously, look, a few days on now. Obviously we've gone through that, and obviously it's been a very boring week. Obviously, it's been a Champions League week football. Real Madrid are not in it anymore. Um, having seen the way PSG played, I thought it was very impressive. Against a side that we couldn't do anything against. So that shows where we are. That shows where PSG are, and the big contrast this season. And I thought Inter Milan did a good job against a very strong Barcelona side, as always. Um, but yeah, look, having that sort of break to just not watch any football for Real Madrid has sort of helped to digest and just get over this result. Obviously, it is too sour, it is too bitter, whatever you want to say. It doesn't taste nice right now, where things are going. We are left with one competition that we could possibly win, and even then, the odds are against us in terms of the way this team is playing, and mathematically, it is very unlikely. Of course, it is still possible, but it's very unlikely. But apart from that, obviously, it's been a very, very, very tragic season. It really has been. So, yeah, everything is going wrong right now. Everything is going wrong right now. And this game reflected that. And this was our best performance in El Clasico this season. Out of the three, this was the El Clasico that I thought we are probably going to win this. At a certain point in time during the game, I genuinely believed Real Madrid could have won the game. But Real Madrid didn't. We didn't turn up towards the end. We didn't deliver. We didn't hang on. And we were making mistakes. And we were making the wrong decisions. And that costed us the game ultimately. Now, the first 45 minutes I thought was a walkover. It was Barcelona doing Barcelona things this season. They started off strong. They started off well. Pedri, great goal, started the attack, finished it off with a good strike. That is something you have to appreciate, and you have to just say, you know what, fair enough. That is a very, very good goal, and I'm not going to blame Courtois for that. I'm blaming the defense for letting the attack, carry out, and the finish, Pedri unmarked outside the box, it's a good finish, right? But after that goal, it wasn't a dominating performance in terms of Barcelona went and got 2, 3, 4, 5. It wasn't that. I thought Real Madrid, when we went into first half 1-0 down, I was actually pretty happy. Not happy that we are losing, but happy because we could have been losing more. The margins could have been bigger than that. So it wasn't great, it was terrible, but it could have been worse. Second half comes around, the only player on the pitch that was giving it all, I thought, was Jude Bellingham. And in the second half, and even in the first half, he was always winning the battles. He was going for 50-50s. He was winning the ball back. He was, tackling, slide tackling, stand tackling. He was doing everything for the team. He was doing the thing that no one else did, which is the dirty side of the game. Not by playing dirty, but by winning the ball back. By putting all the hard work, all the effort to win the ball back. And you could see he was giving it his all. He was giving it his all. And obviously, he went and helped get the momentum back. And obviously, the first goal back for Real Madrid, the equalizing goal, was a great counter attack. Mbappe was through, and I think he was put back by, I want to say, Inigo Martinez. Was it Inigo Martinez? I think it was Inigo Martinez. I'm not sure because it doesn't say that he got a yellow card. I'm not sure who it was. Or was it Frankie de Jong? I don't know. But he was pulled back just outside the box. And he won the penalty. He won the free kick. He took the free kick. It was a beautiful free kick goal from Mbappe. 1-0 after 70 minutes. And then Real Madrid were winning the ball back. Barcelona, their sort of structure wasn't there. You could see when they were doing that high line, it just wasn't really there. It wasn't unison. It wasn't as structured as it was starting the game. Real Madrid were having the ball, having the possession back, getting into dangerous areas, getting on the counter attacks, and then winning a couple of corners. And corner gets delivered. Tchouaméni jumps the highest and scores the second goal. So then Real Madrid, with just 13 minutes to go, surely you just have to just see out the last 13 to 15 minutes, right? No. Long ball over the top for Ferran Torres, who actually had a quiet game up to that point. And he was harmless. And this is the first time. It's a 50-50. I feel bad for Courtois in that instance. But I also have to say that I don't think we can defend Courtois for that goal. Now we have to say Courtois, if he wasn't there making some big saves again, we would have lost by more. But that goal was a lapse of concentration. It was really Courtois just, his mind just wasn't there. And that is not good enough in a big game like this. I know his sort of mindset was he had to come out for it, because I think it was Rudiger who was the player running towards the ball as well. And he was scared that what would have happened was Rudiger was not going to make it and Ferran Torres would get the ball and, get in a 1v1. But by committing yourself to that and coming out of your goal, Ferran Torres does get the ball. But what happens is, when the keeper is right in front of him, he can just round past the keeper, which he did, and score. But if Courtois stayed in it, and Ferran Torres got the ball and took a shot, the likelihood of Courtois making a save is very high. And I don't think it would have been a very dangerous shot in terms of scoring. So he took a big gamble, he took a big risk, and it didn't pay off. And in fact, it gave Barcelona the equalizing goal, a free goal. And prior to that goal, between the Tchouaméni goal and between the Ferran Torres goal, that couple of minutes, Real Madrid had the chance to make it 3-1. We had the chance, but we were wasting time. Fede Valverde was doing it, Vinicius Junior was doing it. We were wasting time. We were just sort of hoping to kill the game off by wasting time. Could we have gone for a third? Yes. Did we? No. And what happens when that happens is your opponent, when they get the ball, when they play such dangerous passes forward that can contribute to goals and chances, you are praying that you don't make mistakes. You are praying that luck comes your way. You are not using your footballing skill or ability. You are praying that hopefully you can see this game through. Real Madrid could have finished the game off. 3-1, game over. But it became 2-2 instead. And then you go into extra time. The players tired. Barcelona players were tired. But I would argue that, look, it didn't help that this team, Mendy went off injured early. Rudiger was injured. And obviously you have Lucas Vazquez at right back. That doesn't help. And then on the bench defensively, you've got Fran Garcia. You've got Alaba, who isn't even fit. He's injured again. You've got no one defensively to defend up against. I know Lamine Yamal played the full 120. Rafinha played the full 120. But you had no one to defend up against these guys towards the end of the game. And that was not on the players. That wasn't on Carlo Ancelotti, to be honest. It's just the transfer business that we have decided to go down, to leave ourselves exposed defensively. And this comes to my point again, right? Before I get there, the third goal, Modric gives it away. He was passing it to Brahim, but Koundé intercepts, drives with it, takes a shot. Courtois should be saving that, to be honest, doesn't, and Koundé wins it for Barcelona. So just a congratulations, to be honest, to Barcelona. They deserved it. They were better in the first half. They took their chances. They got a free pass back in it, but then again, the extra time, they were there mentally, they were there physically. They weren't there to waste time. They weren't there to protect themselves. They were there to win, and you could feel the difference. One team was there hoping that they could see off the game, and the other team was there trying to win the game, trying to push all the way. And unfortunately, that wasn't Real Madrid, which is not good enough. But back to my point on the injury news. Rudiger went for a surgery after the game. He is injured and probably out for the rest of the season. I think he will miss the Club World Cup too. I think Alaba is injured as well now for a prolonged period of time. I think Mendy is out injured as well for the rest of the season. So what that means is Real Madrid have Asensio, Lucas Vazquez, Vallejo, Fran Garcia as the four main defenders for the team. Technically Tchouaméni can field in and centre back, which I think that will be the case. But I think that there was talk of Lorenzo Aguado, if I'm not mistaken, and if I'm not mistaken as well, the other young player, Josef Lekadim, who are both going to be in the squad because we need players to be back in the squad, and I think they will get minutes. The two young academy players, I think, they will be involved in some ways. So we have got our Clasico coming up next weekend. Before that, we have got Celta Vigo at home. we are playing with a very weak defense, a very unbalanced attack, and also Kamavinga is injured. So we are taking Tchouaméni away from midfield to put him in defense, which means that our midfield will have to be Valverde, Bellingham, and Ceballos. And Rodrigo is not in the squad for the game against Celta because of fever, so he's out of that game, which means Arda Güler will play against Celta probably. So this team right now is cursed when it comes to injuries, suspensions, and yeah, things like that. And speaking of suspensions, Rudiger, Bellingham, and Lucas Vazquez all got a red card in this game. So I don't know what that means when it comes to suspensions. Rudiger 6-game suspension, Lucas Vazquez 2-game suspensions, and Bellingham none. So yeah, for obviously what happened after the game, or towards the end of the game, when the players were just all really upset. And I think a lot of people will be saying that that is misconduct, misbehavior. I'm not gonna be here complaining about the referee. Obviously, we all knew what happened going to this game, the drama of the referee, and just what happened. And we were expecting controversy. We were expecting, something to happen, which I don't think something significant happened in the game. But towards the end, Mbappe was on an attack and the referee blew for a foul. Things like that. These 50-50s were going Barcelona's way. And agree or not, it's true. It was going Barcelona's way, right? But that aside, I think it was over the top from Rudiger, especially. I didn't really see much from Vazquez and Bellingham, to be honest. But mainly Rudiger, of course. I'm not gonna say that it was okay, but what I'm gonna say is that it shows that what it meant to Rudiger as a player. The mentality that you want to win. And I'm not gonna say that it's right. I'm not gonna say that it is okay to do that. But it shows that he has that mentality to go out there and to fight, to win. But anyways, I will end here. Once again, congratulations to Barcelona. They were simply the better team for majority of the game, and they deserved it, and they showed the fight. What this means for Real Madrid, La Liga is all we will have at most this season. We won't. We might not even get it, but just end the season, because I think it's been a very miserable season, to say the least. In terms of the football, the transfers, the injuries, the suspensions, the tactics, everything at this club, head to toe, it's been miserable. But hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the subscribe to join us on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.